investigation takes a shocking and twisted turn tonight. Stunning new audio tonight of an interview with a bounty hunter known as Cobra. Last night, we revealed that Cobra claims a mystery man named Greg was possibly with Misty the night of Haley's abduction. Now we have audio tape of Cobra talking about this on the radio. He alleges there are cracks in the marriage of newlyweds Ron and Misty Cummings, and maybe a possible crack in the case. The bounty hunter dropped the shocking claim about Ron's attitude toward Misty's story. Listen to this.
Ron was convinced now beyond any question of doubt that she was not there. She wasn't home, bro. She was out very possibly with again.
Reports are cops had talked to this mystery man named Greg, but will say nothing about it. But if Ron doesn't trust Misty, why does he stand by her? Why did he marry her? The bounty hunter also claimed that Misty refused to participate in a reenactment of the night Haley vanished. He pulled no punches, revealing what he told Ron about his teen bride. Listen.
My goal is to find Haley, and I thought that would be your goal, Missy's goal, and everybody else's goal. Apparently, it's everybody's goal except Missy's.
Now, why would Misty refuse to do something like a reenactment that might help find little Haley? What's her side of the story? We have put calls into Ron and his lawyer in order to reach Misty, because that's usually the way we get to her, but we have not heard back. But Misty, if you're watching, you have an open invitation to come on Issues and tell your side of the story. Back with me, Darren Cavanotti, criminal defense attorney, and joining us is TJ Hart, program director and news director of WSKY-FM 97.3, who joins me by phone. TJ, thanks for coming on. This was your interview with the bounty hunter known as Cobra. What is the latest on Cobra, Misty, Mystery Man Greg, and the search for Haley?
Well, ever since that interview, I've not been able to make any more contact with Cobra, believe it or not. But that was just one question. What's going on? I got a 9-minute answer, and he brought it all the way from the reenactment to what we just heard there toward the end of the interview about possibly a fractionalization in the marriage.
Now, have you been able to talk to Misty about any of these claims? Has anybody talked to her?
I have been just about the same road as you have been. I have presented that audio with also Ronald's attorneys asking for a response. If they had one, I have not heard anything. This is probably 4 requests for that. Also trying to get through to Misty, not been able to get a response there either.
Well, let's listen to more of TJ's interview with the bounty hunter known as Cobra. Here, Cobra talks about a phone call he says was between Ron and Misty, in which Misty expresses she doesn't trust that bounty hunter, and then a real shocker. Listen to this.
So then all of a sudden she starts calling him. Get the hell away from him, man. And it expanded into her threatening to leave him, threatening to go away, and she ain't coming back.
Once again, Misty, if you're watching, we want your side of all this. We have tried to reach you unsuccessfully. Darren, at first, Misty was reportedly, and let's face it, I have no idea if any of this happened. I don't know Cobra, and I have, questions about somebody named Cobra, even though that's his nickname. He has a real name. But Misty was reportedly, according to Cobra, on board for the reenactment at first. Then she allegedly said no. Cobra claims she freaks out and then threatens to leave Ron. Any thoughts on all of this?
Well, my initial thoughts are that it really doesn't matter what her motivations are, and who knows why she would or wouldn't cooperate in all this, and perhaps she's not cooperating to cover up some infidelity. The good news, the silver lining in all of this, is that this case is staying front and center and continuing to capture international scrutiny, because this little girl, of course, is still out there missing some 40-something days later, and hopefully the story will have a happy ending.
Now, TJ Hart, you actually spoke to law enforcement about this Mystery Greg. And again, for our viewers, according to Cobra, Mystery Greg may have met Misty about a week before little Haley disappeared, and then possibly on the night that little Haley disappeared. What are cops again saying about all this?
They have said that they have made contact with someone by that name, but they're not saying what was said, what kind of questioning took place, or the results of any questioning whatsoever. They're being very tight-lipped. In fact, more tight-lipped now than they have been throughout the course of the investigation. That could be one of 2 things, or it could be both. One is that they have a new person who's now the spokesperson for the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, which is Lieutenant Johnny Greenwood from Captain Dick Trollan. Also, they might be getting a lot closer to breaking this wide open, too.
Yeah, I find it so fascinating because I have to wonder, did cops know about this Greg from the very beginning? and just aren't saying anything. Because the one thing they have said, TJ, is that apparently they're not any closer to finding Haley than they were when she first disappeared more than 6 weeks ago. So if they knew about this guy and hid that, what does that say, TJ?
Well, they don't have to really say anything about an ongoing investigation. They can give you the results of the investigation, but they don't want to compromise anything that's in the pipeline.
Yeah, but I mean, then why come out and say that there's nothing going on and we don't have any leads?
That's the question for them to answer, because I get the same answer too, ma'am.
All right. Well, TJ, great reporting. Good interviews. Hope you come back soon. TJ, Darren, thanks so much. New charges in Anna Nicole Smith's death could blow this case wide open. I will tell you, prosecutors are starting a new investigation.